It's okay to say that something's not quite working. It's very rare for game studios to ever pull the plug on something before throwing it out to the wild, and at least the mere attempts to try and make back some lost costs on their investment. But for the first time in what I can ever recall, a game studio has cancelled a game, and that is Paradox Interactive cancelling Life by You mere months away from its early access launch. I am the Welshie One, and I'm a Paradox Interactive apologist. My library is full of their content, and their DLC has always been a day one purchase. This whole scenario is both interesting and shocking to say the least, so let's start with what Life by You was and work our way around it. Life by You was going to be Paradox Interactive's take on the life sim genre game. Currently, at the moment, if you wanted to play a life sim genre game, your only option is to go to EA Games and play The Sims. For years, everyone has been hoping and praying that someone will take a good crack at the life sim genre, as EA has truly ran The Sims into the ground, milking it with a series of microtransactions, reboots that bring less and less content in, making you have to buy more and more DLC to rebuild it into a state that the previous game was at. But the games have been completely successful, as there's just nothing else like it out on the market, and anyone that's had a shot at doing a life sim game hasn't really done a good crack at it. I think a lot of Sims fans will agree Sims 1 was a good idea but an average game, but 2 and 3 was where it hit its peak, especially after the criminal amount of DLC to get it into a playable state. Personally, for me, the peak of Sims is Sims 2, with seasons and open for business, as that really matches my playstyle and lifestyle choices. But we can all agree Sims 4 was just terrible. It was low effort, it was a nothing burger with all of the content cut, and even with the DLC that was added to the game, it still feels lacking. Paradox having a shot at the life sim genre game is an interesting take, and I think we were all curious to see what they could do with it, especially when they took a shot at the city builders and took the crown from EA Games. Though I would arguably say that the crown's been fumbled since City Skylines 2 was a complete mess, and any chances of rebuilding that game has been, well, lackluster to say the least. But they did take an idea from EA and run with it solidly from SimCity to City Skylines 1, and I think that's what everyone was hoping for with The Sims and Life by You. At the least, it might give EA Games some competition and maybe inspire them to put some more effort into The Sims 5. But for Paradox Interactive, they've been struggling for the past year and a half. We got Crusader Kings 3 with all of its poor DLC failing to really captivate the audience to get them off of Crusader Kings 2. Victoria 3 is just there, it's existing, I don't hear anyone screaming about it. City Skylines 2 came out and it was a complete hot mess on launch, and its DLC to come right afterwards also just annoyed and pissed everybody off, as the game was still broken when they had the audacity to start trying to charge for it. Lamplighters League came out to no fanfare and failed to attract any of an audience. I don't think anyone even knows what Lamplighters League is. Star Trek Infinite came out and should have been a banger, but was dead within months because there are better versions of this game using older games with mods. The only thing I think will be keeping the lights on in Paradox's studio is Age of Wonders 4 and The Foundry. They've got Vampire Bloodlines 2 coming out, but it's been getting delayed, and there's been changes of directors and crews over there. It's not looking good for the future Vampire game, I'll say that. I wouldn't surprise me if we hear a cancellation coming up with this rate. But back to Life by You, the life simulating game by Paradox Interactive. A game promising full life simulation, endless possibilities, and full customization. We got a trailer that showed a brief overview of the game a year ago, and it was a good sign of where we were going to go. But as we got closer and closer to launch, we barely got to have a good look at what this game was. And what we got to look at didn't look any different to the trailer that we got a year ago. We got these very basic 5-minute, maybe 3-minute videos showing certain gameplay aspects, but it all looked very cookie-cutter basic, almost pre-built Unity packages. And I'm not just talking about the cosmetics and the look of the game, I'm even talking about the gameplay loops that were being shown on it. Even the ones that had content creators saying that they've played the game, it just looked very basic. I was sitting there hoping and waiting for get a good proper look at a the game itself with maybe a 24 hours in life by you, but we never really got it. We just got these little fragmented, tiny looks at the game, and each of them just looked very stock, very basic, pre-built. And when you're a couple of months out from launch and this is what you've got to work with, and you're not really tweeting about it, you're not showing a good look at the gameplay loop, something behind the scenes isn't going quite right, and I think Paradox Interactive felt the same. But on June the 17th, it was confirmed by their CEO on the Paradox Interactive forums that Life by You was cancelled. To quote their CEO, "Life by You has been in the works for a long time, and we've been excited about the promise and the potential of this game. Our hope was that it would always be able to leave a mark in this exciting new genre for us. That's why we opted to delay it twice, to give the studio and the game a fair shot at realising the potential we saw. For each delay we made, we've seen incremental improvements, which in hindsight may have led us to focus on details rather than the whole picture. Maybe it's from all the backlash that they've suffered from launching so many games in broken and poor states that they've come to the realization they can't just keep throwing at the wall and hoping something will stick. They've done this with City Skylines and Victoria to be the worst offenders, and it's burnt a lot of goodwill. To be honest, even if it came out, from what I've seen, I don't think there was much of a game there. And I think Paradox agrees. Look, I think we can all agree that EA games and The Sims need some competition to get them motivated to start producing better content around the game and treating it with some respect. But Life by You just wasn't going to be that game. It just was forgettable. It looked bland. Hell, I bet you half of you had forgot that this game was even meant to be coming out in the next few months. I forgot it was going to be coming out over the next few months. Even comparing Life by You to the worst of the Sims games, it just looked like stale bread and looked average. You've got Paralives coming out, which has an art style and animation that really makes it pop and is going to be memorable, but Life by You just looked like a basic Unity package with no spark. It sucks when games get shut down or cancelled. A lot of talented people would have put their hearts and souls into it, hoping they were going to make the next Sims game, but sometimes when something's not working, you just need to walk away from it, and I think the right call was made. It looked like the pieces weren't quite clicking, and rather than just throw something out for the sake of throwing it out, cancelling is probably the best idea they've done, especially with their track record. It sucks that the time and effort of so many talented people has gone to waste, but we'll have that positive possibility of we'll never know. It's not a bad game, it's not a good game. We will never know what Life by You could have been. I kind of wish a couple of other companies had done that for some of their games. Anyway, I've been the Welshy One. Thank you so much for watching my content. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, and all that other stuff down in the YouTube thing down below. It really gives me the warm fuzzies, as I never got enough attention when I was a child. If you were interested in Life by You and you were excited about it, let me know down below. Let me know if you're a Paradox apologist like myself. Sorry that the streams and the content have slowed down. I'm going to be moving soon, so I've been getting my life together so I actually have a roof over my head. You won't see it because I've always got the green screen up, but the green screen's probably going to go down soon, so you might actually get to see what's behind the green screen. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Again, thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. At least we still got Paralives to look forward to.